Just earlier, I made my bet on the big three, pick three for the Kentucky Derby prep race, but now I'm going back to my bread and butter when it comes to races, and that's the Golden Hour Pick Four, which is the last two races at Santa Anita and Golden Gate Fields. So, and as I mentioned on the big three, pick three, um, you don't want to over bet when it comes to these races because if you pick the favorite that wins a race, that could really hurt your winnings. If you do pick the pick four, so in this case, what I'm gonna do is gonna pick three horses from three races and four horses from one of the other races. So so here's my selections. So the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick Four is going to be race 11 at Santa Anita, and one of the horses I'm going to pick is number five, is Mystification. This is a horse by Good Magic, a very strong young stallion, and Good Magic is a dirt horse, and this races on the turf. However, this horse Mystification, its only win has been at Santa Anita at the same distance, which is for this race, which is a mile. So he's one of the horses. I'm one of three horses that I plan to pick in the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick Four. The second horse I'm going to use in my first leg of the Golden Hour Pick Four is the number seven horse, Man Among Men, and if you notice this horse right here, he only has one win. However, the buyer speed figures has improved. So the first race, even though he ran fourth, he had 71 buyer speed figures. His second race, he won at 80 buyer speed figures, and his last race, even though he ran second, he had 89 buyer speed figures. So this horse has been improving in each race. So he's actually my second horse to pick in this first leg. The third horse I'm going to pick in the first leg was tricky. At first, I was thinking number 10, Santa Dios, because I thought, okay, looking at the morning line odds, he is 15-1, and the price looks really juicy at 15-1, maybe a good long shot odds. But if you consider his race form, it's really been off the mark, and yes, ever since he's been coming from Argentina, I think his form hasn't been great. Even though the buyer speed figures are solid, it fluctuates. In fact, he's only won one race ever since he's never won. Actually, I take it back. He's never won a race here in the states. So even though he's 15-1, it's like you can't be blinded by the fact is, you know what, you can't. I'm not going to use him in my first leg of the Golden Hour pick four. So the third horse I'm going to pick is the number five horse, Allegato, and unlike Santa Dios, this horse Allegato is very consistent, as I underlined here. Um, Nine consecutive in the money finishes. So first, second, or third. So even though he's only won two races overall in his career, and two of those races have been in San Diego turf, his last nine races he's been in the money. So that's why he's my third horse I'm going to pick in the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick Four. The second leg of the Golden Hour Pick Four is race seven at Golden Gate Fields, and here are the horses I plan. Here are the three horses that I plan to pick for the second leg. The first horse I'm going to pick is Candy on Top, and even though Golden Gate Fields runs on Tapeta, this horse's form has been on turf. And I look, but the competition where this horse runs is much better than at Golden Gate Fields, even though this horse has ran on turf, and the fact that this horse last one ran its first race at Golden Gate Fields, it won. So that's the reason why I'm going to pick Candy on Top as one of my three horses on the second leg. and at 12 to 1, those are pretty good, juicy morning line odds. The second horse I'm going to pick is the number 7 horse, Kiki Crazy, and I believe this horse at the moment is now the second choice in this race. He's run 3 races. She's run 3 races and at Golden Gate Fields and has finished in the money in all 3. So that's my second horse I'm going to pick in the second leg. The third horse I'm going to pick is Sing a Song, the number 9 horse, and the moment is the favorite for this race. And I've noted that even though she's won only 1 race at her 5 starts at Golden Gate Fields, they've been all in the money. So that's the third horse I'm going to pick in my second leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. I haven't mentioned this in the past. Whether it's the Golden Hour Pick 4 or the Pick 4, the race that always gets me, where I miss the Pick 4 or the Golden Hour Pick 4, is always the third leg. So I would say about 95% of the time, and this is just my estimation, 95% of the time when I bet on the Pick 4 and I don't get it, it's because the third leg of the Pick 4. In this case, the third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is race 12. And as insurance for myself, I'm going to pick 4 horses in this race. So I believe there's 11 horses in each race. I'm going to pick 4, hoping that one of the 4 I get on my Golden Hour Pick 4. And so here are the first 2 of the 4 horses. Number 3 is Shady Tiger, and I've noted that this horse is very versatile. Even though this will be run on dirt at Santa Anita, its last 2 wins was on dirt and turf. So when it comes to surface, I'm not worried about the surface regarding number 3 horse, Shady Tree. The fourth horse I'm going to pick is going to. Sorry, I meant the fourth horse. The second horse I'm going to pick is Known Idea, and Known Idea ran all its starts at Santa Anita, and is 1 for 2. So it's finished first and second in both of its races in Santa Anita. The third horse I'm going to pick is Uncle Chili, and this is going to be my long shot play for the third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. And when you read the form and you look at the past performances, if you see horses that are bolded in terms of the past performance of a certain racehorse, it's because those horses are going to run in the same race. So I've noted that on Uncle Chili that this horse has held its own when it comes to running against past opponents. So even though it hasn't won against any of the opponents, in fact, it's never won at all, the fact that it held at its own is one of the reasons I'm planning to pick. Is the reason I'm going to pick Uncle Chili as the third horse in this third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. The fourth horse I'm going to pick is probably going to be the favorite of this race, Tom Seaver. For your baseball fans, Tom Seaver was a great pitcher. So this horse here is undefeated, and is but so the only concern is both times in Santa Anita it's run on turf, but I think there's something there that says that the odds are 5 to 2, and look at the workouts, it's pretty solid workouts. So yeah, I think this is a horse to consider. Even though he was only ran in turf and it's a dirt race, I don't want to leave him out of my pick 4. The last leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is race 8 at Golden Gate Fields, and this is actually, of all the races that I've handicapped, this is the hardest leg to handicap. And part of the reason why this race is hard to handicap is because this is a maiden race, and maiden races are really difficult to handicap because none of the horses have won a race. So how do you know which one to pick? And maiden races, you don't know unless every horse has is this is their debut races. You don't know what to pick. And as I mentioned, this is actually a maiden claiming race. So these are so it's one of the hardest races in my view to handicap. Um, and when it comes to these maiden races, there's a saying is always look at horses who either it's their career debut or career debut with great workouts or who hasn't run a lot. But so in this race, I'm only going to pick three horses. This race could have been where could have been a candidate. I could pick four, but as I mentioned, it's always the third leg where I get burned when it comes to either pick four or the golden hour pick four. So I'm only going to pick three horses, and the first one I'm going to pick is Diplomatic, and Diplomatic is going to be the second choice, and at the moment right now he's ran twice at Golden Gate and finished second. Um, and these one thing with maiden claiming races, they tend to have very low buyer speed figures. You look at his first race ran had 19, and the second race is 33. But given the field, this is one of the horses I'm going to use in my last leg of the Golden Hour pick four. The second one I'm going to use is going to be number 4, Shadow Thoughts, and this horse has run 7 times at Golden Gate, but has finished second in 7 tries. So and is the favorite at the moment. So I'm gonna use this horse in my Golden Hour pick 4. So that's the second horse. Now the third one, this is just going to be a long shot. And as I scroll down, as you notice, as I move down the foam, I say buyers when it comes to main races, these buyer speed figures tend to be low. So I'm going to go with a long shot here. A horse who's making its career debut, number 7, Kiss with Roses. The workouts have not been impressive. I'll be honest. The only workout that seemed to be impressive is the 3 furlongs for in for 37 seconds. So I'm just going to base off that one workout, and that's the reason why I'm picking the number 7 horse, Kisses with Rose. So for the Golden Hour pick 4, as I mentioned, I'm picking 3 horses in 3 races and 4 horses in one of the races. So that's going to be that's going to if you total it up, and since this is only a $1 bet, that's going to be 108 different combinations. So this is for a $1 bet for the Golden Hour pick 4. This is going to be $108 bet. $108 bet, and that's it. So if I lose $108, I lose $108. I don't want to go to a situation where I go 200 or 300. So if I lose, I only lose $108. So as the saying goes, you bet small to win big. And with the impending closure of Golden Gate Fields, I don't know when this Golden Hour pick 4 will ever come again with combination with Santa Anita racetracks. So I want to take this opportunity and hopefully bet more of the Golden Hour pick 4. And because last week the Golden Hour pick 4 was not available due to the weather. So I want to take every opportunity I can to bet the Golden Hour pick 4 before Golden Gate Fields closes. And as the saying goes, good luck to everybody and bet small to win big.